Alright people, we're out here at the east coast in Chennai. Some good surfing and fishing going on behind, and we're here to check out Raptee HV's T30 electric motorcycle. Now if you're wondering what Raptee HV is, they are a Chennai based electric motorcycle manufacturer. This is their first production model. They have been working on this bike for around 6 to 7 years, and this is pretty much the culmination of those efforts over the years. You can pick up this motorcycle for around 2,39,000 ex showroom. Should equate to around 2.5 lakh out on the road. Two models, two variations, two iterations of the same bike. The one in white, well, that is pretty much the standard model, and the one in red is what they're calling the sport model. Differentiating factors, a couple of graphics on there. You can see the difference in logo design or your branding, and that's just the simple sticker. Yeah, your tail section for the sport is a little tidier, I'd like to say, than the tail on the standard model. So let's run through a couple of the specs. Now, first of all, I have to mention that this is not your average, oh, it's a Tuesday, look, there's another EV out in India motorcycle, because a lot of parts and components of this motorcycle are built in-house in Chennai by Raptee. So that's really commendable. From your motor controller unit, your BMS, this even gets a power management system that is built in-house as well. And the most unique part, what sets this one apart from every other electric motorcycle out here in India, is the fact that you do have an AC port and a DC port, which basically allows you to charge the motorcycle as you would charge your electric four-wheeler out here in India. So that's pretty interesting. That's the first time you're ever seeing this kind of technology. That's why HV, the high voltage tech, unlike your other existing low voltage electric motorcycles out here, including the likes of the ultraviolet bikes, well, here you have AC and DC charging capability, and that allows you access to all of India's existing public charging network across the country. So yeah, does that kind of soothe your range anxiety or put it to rest? Let us know. Now yeah, alright, let's get through a couple of specs. There's just one single battery option on offer. There's a 5.4 kilowatt hour battery, and with the 3.3 kilowatt onboard charger on there, that means you just have to carry a wire essentially to plug into your 15 amp socket, charge it on the go, and with that, the companies say that you can in fact charge this motorcycle from 20% SOC to around 80% in the span of maybe an hour or two. Otherwise, if you use one of the DC charging ports with this motorcycle, it functions the same as your car connectors, the same ports that you would connect or plug into your car to charge. This one fits right into the motorcycle. As you would charge your car, you can charge your motorcycle as well. Now this motorcycle gets an electric motor, obviously, that is been mounted. It makes around 30 PS of max power, and that's why it is called the T30 in fact. If you're wondering what the name Raptee is all about, well, one of the founders is a fan of dinosaurs, so he kind of named it after that, with a bit of EV, a tinge of EV in the name as well. Torque is rated at around 70 Nm. The top speed of this motorcycle capped off at 135 kilometers per hour. Acceleration time, well, claimed at least, 0 to 60 is at 3.5 seconds to breach that mark. Ride modes, you have 3 of them: comfort, power, and sprint. Sprint obviously being the most energetic of them, of the 3. They say that you will actually get an IDC range of 200 kilometers to a complete charge. It should give you around 150 out on the road, but yeah, we're yet to test that bit out. The CCS2 charging port I already spoke about, and yeah, you do get a portable charging cable that is included in your 2,39,000 rupee cost, ex showroom of course, for this motorcycle. All costs are included, and you also get a pretty crazy 8-year warranty on this bike and the battery. And they say that if your battery performs under 70% of its original capacity and capability, well, they will swap it out for free if it is still in that warranty period. Motor type is IPM SM lithium ion battery. So you have 17-inch wheels at both ends, alloy of course, 110 by 70 R17 tubeless tires on the front, 150/60 R17 tubeless tires at the rear. Steel trellis frame, very unique to this bike, and a cast aluminum swing arms at the rear. Now brakes, you do have a 320 disc up front, a 230 at the rear, dual channel ABS. That is the 37 upside down fork up front, and yeah, your pillion grab rail at the rear, well, that is aluminum, we are told. So that is pretty interesting. Otherwise, yeah, your panels pretty much all across the bike are fiber. So there's not a lot of metal on this particular bike, aside from the frame and your essentials, your underpinnings. So now the screen, that is pretty interesting, but that is your 7-inch 60 frames per second touch TFT screen. Very nice on the go. We had a chance to check that out while riding. Really intuitive and crisp and nice, but a lot of information for you to toggle through. A lot to check out. That is your switchgear on the left hand side. Quite a few buttons on there. That's your mode. Your parking assist. That is your cruise control. Yeah, this bike also gets that. You also have your D-pad in a way to toggle through your commands if you do not have your touchscreen, if you do not want to get your hands off your handlebar and function the touchscreen. Yeah, that in a nutshell is what this motorcycle is all about. You do have a map on the screen, on that big 7-inch TFT screen. It kind of partitions it, and the maps also has been designed by Raptee themselves. So they don't use Google Maps or Map My India or anything of that sort. They have designed their own maps as well by working with an open source map. And if Anis is right, he tells me that the Indian Army used that same open source map to figure their activities out as well. All LED lighting all around. Bulky looking in the midsection because of that massive space occupied by the panels, the self-colored panels. They are actually two-tone on this one. There's just one color on the Sport. But yeah, looks pretty massive. And that in essence is what this motorcycle entails. Do let me know if I missed out anything or anything you'd want to know about this bike in particular. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think about this motorcycle in the comments. Thanks for tuning in.